Welcome to the Inside Story. I'm Billy Hallowell, and I'm joined today by Leah Klett. How you doing, Leah?
I'm great, Billy. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I'm excited to chat with you because you got to go to an event that I was not able to go to this year, the Dove Awards, and this is an incredible music event that honors Christian artists. Tell us a little bit about it for those who don't know.
Yeah, so the Dove Awards essentially celebrate the best and the brightest in the Christian music industry. They have several different categories. So, of course, there's Artist of the Year, there's Best Contemporary Album of the Year, Best Worship Album of the Year. They also celebrate faith based TV shows and movies as well. So if there's a big hit in the faith world, usually that will be nominated for a Dove Award. So it's really a fun event, kind of celebrating just Christianity, people that are elevating the name of the Lord. I would sort of compare it to, a Christian version of the Grammy Awards. So it's really fun. There's a big concert, big award show, lots of people come. It's honestly one of the highlights of my year.
Well, I love that. And you caught up with somebody who I have actually been paying attention to quite a bit personally because my kids love his music. His name is Forrest Frank. And I like his music. I mean, he's incredibly talented and he's been in the music business for a while, but is really just blowing up right now as an artist. Tell us a little bit about Forrest Frank, and then we'll get into the conversation that you had with him.
Well, Billy, to be completely honest with you, before the Dove Awards, I wasn't incredibly familiar with this guy, but so many people around me were saying, you've got to listen to Forrest Frank. When I listened to his music, I said, of course I know who Forrest Frank is. His music is everywhere. So it's not just you. A lot of people should be paying attention to this guy. He is 29. He's from Texas. He is a father and a husband. And his music is just incredibly catchy. But he has been in the industry for a while. But it's really just within the last year that he has sort of blown up. So his song Good Day topped both Christian and secular charts. He was named the top ranked artist on Billboard's Christian charts. And he actually earned New Artist of the Year at the Dove Awards, and Good Day received the Dove Award for the Pop Contemporary Recorded Song of the Year. Now, what most struck me about Forrest was how confused he was that people even nominated him for this award. He was so just sort of blown away by being on the carpet. He said, I can't believe people listen to my music, that they like my music. And he's just somebody who really demonstrated a ton of humility, gave God all the glory for his wins, for his successes, and frankly just didn't seem to take himself too seriously. So I felt like he was such a breath of fresh air for CCM. And also he's really filling sort of a genre that doesn't exist in Christian music right now.
Yeah, well, no, it's so true. And you mentioned the catchiness of his music. When you listen to the songs, they're so, poppy and catchy that you can sometimes assume, oh, there's not going to be this deep message, but yet there is. I mean, his song Good Day, it seems so simple on the surface, but talk a little bit about the meaning behind the song, what the lyrics are getting at, and even his own personal connection, how that song actually helped him after he released it.
Yeah, so it was so funny. I asked him about Good Day, and he said, when I first wrote that song, I sent it to a friend, and my friend said, that song is terrible. Do not release it. He fortunately then sent it to his group of friends called the Tree House, and they said it's good, release it. And of course, it just went absolutely viral, especially on TikTok. But this song is about having a good day because we're children of God. So even on your worst days, essentially your identity is in Christ. I can have a good day no matter what they say. God knows my name, right? And he said, just a couple days after I released that song, I had the hardest trial of my life, which he didn't specify too much about. He just said someone stole something from him that he would never get back. And he was forced to really live out the words of his song, and cast his anxiety on the Lord, and remember that his identity was in Christ. And he said it was really fun to kind of listen to my own music and say, okay, do I actually believe the lyrics of this song? And he said, God doesn't promise us a good day, but he does promise us peace. And so it was kind of a cool little story he told me on the carpet about how Good Day had impacted so many other people, but his life personally as well.
Yeah, it's interesting because he has really, really blown up and he's sort of everywhere right now. And it happened, even though he's been in the industry a while, it happened kind of quickly in terms of that trajectory. What struck you? I mean, you mentioned the award. You couldn't believe that he was even nominated for it, but what struck you most about him as a person? Because oftentimes fame can sort of cloud people, even in the Christian world, it can happen. Because a lot comes along with it, but what struck you most just about his demeanor in addressing this fame that he is really receiving so rapidly?
Billy, he almost seemed incredulous. He clearly was not terribly comfortable on the carpet. He said, he kind of said to me, he's like, I don't really know why I'm here. But his level of humility, given his level of success, was really striking. And I asked him, I said, why Christian music? You are so talented. You could be doing any genre. And he said, because the rest of it is like air. He said, if I go back to pop music, once you've done Christian music, once you've created music for a purpose, creating pop music just feels like air anymore. He's like, I'm never going back to that. So I do think Forrest Frank is here to stay, which is such good news for the Christian music industry. And frankly, it's good news for audiences. I mean, his music is so uplifting, it's so catchy. And I just got really excited about the next generation of Christian music after interviewing him, after listening to his music, and just seeing how recognized he was. I'm excited to see what is going to be in store for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty incredible that he's not willing to go into. It doesn't sound like he's willing to go back into secular music or to leave this calling that he feels like he has. And to your point before, I think Christian music is so incredible right now. It's come such a long way, and you're getting different types of music, different types of genres, different types of artists. I mean, the quality of Forrest Frank really is stellar. I mean, it's top notch quality music. So to have somebody like him staying in the Christian game and committing to not leave, I think that's a pretty powerful and important thing, don't you?
Absolutely, yes, and I completely agree with you. That is one thing that struck me about the Dove Awards is just how quality Christian music is. I really appreciate guys like KB and Lecrae who are also providing clean options to rap and hip hop because, the mainstream stuff can just be so incredibly foul, and these are really talented guys who are using their talents for the Lord. And so it was really neat to see just how far Christian music has come, and how far I think it will continue to go because there's some really exciting stuff happening.
Absolutely. Well, Leah, as always, I appreciate you breaking this down and joining us today. Thank you.
Absolutely, Billy. Thank you.
Everyone else, make sure you head on over to the Christian Post, and we will be back next week with another episode of The Inside Story. We'll see you then.